Hi guys! Is your dog too friendly? Does your dog really like people or other dogs? Do they have to interact with everything they see? Do you have trouble keeping your dog's attention? Then I have the video for you. But no, seriously, sometimes being too friendly is the problem, especially in the service dog world, because your dog needs to be focused on you. And they can't do that if they're trying to interact with everybody they see. Now, I'm not saying that your dog should be unsocialized. They should be able to meet people and able to interact, of course. They just shouldn't be so interested in interacting with other creatures that they stop listening to you. Like, if you're walking through Walmart and they just walk up to everybody they see, one, that's going to take a long time to get anywhere. Two, that's just rude. Some people don't like dogs, and it's really rude just to, for the dog just to walk up to them. So we should try to minimize that as much as possible. Unsocialized is more like scared and shy. The dogs that hide in the corner and don't want to come out and play. Too friendly is the dogs that will wiggle like this every time you come up to them, and they're constantly jumping and yapping. And they do that to everybody they see, and they just can't calm down. That's not cool, especially if they're training for service or some kind of work. That's just not professional. What I do and what I suggest is to have commands and keywords for it. The leave it command can be used for a lot of different things, including getting your dog off of people and squirrels and animals you don't want them interacting with. And it also kind of gets the other person to think, oh, maybe I shouldn't pet the dog. Just in case the person needs to leave it too. Sometimes it happens that way. I like to use go say hi as my command for Teddy to go talk to people. Like, even people she knows, and that's hard when it's someone she knows and I won't let her go say hello. I use those go say hi, and that's what I say whenever I actually let her go talk to somebody. And it's gotten to the point where, she doesn't really walk up to people until I tell her to go say hi. She'll just sit there next to me, and she won't, she's not really interested in people because, she knows she's not allowed. If you give your dogs a release command, they're a lot more likely to understand when they're allowed to go play and when they're not. Kind of you're working now and you're not working now. You're paying attention to me, and now it's okay for you not to pay attention to me. It helps dogs to be able to separate things like that. So if you use words, it just makes it easier for them. The easiest way I find to start out with this process is to teach them the leave it command and then the focus command, or watch me. Now, I like to start out with teaching most of my commands with a game because it makes it fun and they really want to learn it. And for this, I would start with the leave it game. And I would start the leave it game like this. So to train things like leave it and wait, I like to start out as a game because everybody learns things easier as a game. Now, something really important that everybody needs to know is the difference between leave it and wait. Leave it means don't touch it and leave it alone. Wait means hang on a second, you'll probably get it in a minute. If you confuse the two, you're going to get different reactions every time you say it. But if you have two designated words, it makes your responses a lot more consistent. When starting with a new trick or command, I usually suggest to start with your highest value trait, but with a game like leave it, that's probably the exact wrong thing you should do. Because if it's something they really want to snatch up, it's going to be really hard to train this. So instead of starting with your little pieces of turkey, like we would for most tricks, you're going to start with your little pieces of dog food. Because they see it all the time, they have it all the time, it's not as exciting as little turkey bites. So I'm going to start out showing you with Teddy, with my service dog in training, because she's done this a lot, and this will show you how she's supposed to react. And then we're going to try it with Arthur to show you what it looks like when you're trying to teach it, because it's very different. So we're going to start out with our little piece of high value treat, because she's already done this before. So we're going to start with our high value. Alright, Teddy, come here. Good girl. So now that you have her attention and she sees the food she wants, what I like to start with is putting it really close. Ah, yes. It's that easy. As long as they can hold it and wait for just a couple seconds, that's progress. And you want to reward them for it. And as it goes, you can make it harder and harder. Wait. Wait. Go ahead. Now, something really important about the wait command is that they have to have a release. They have to know that they can get it now. So it's not just a leave it, because there's a big difference. Okay. So now we're going to try this with Arthur, and we're going to start with our lowest value treat, his regular dog food. Wait. Yes, good boy. Now watch the difference between the low value and high value, because he's going to want to snatch this. Ah. Wait. Wait. Yes, good boy. Now something you want to work on with the leave it game is to do this in different positions and different angles. Like, they want to be able to do it laying down and standing up and sitting up. Whether the treat's up here, over here, wait. Yes. Or, when they get really good at it, you can put it on top of their face. Wait. Wait. Yes. Now, Arthur here is a pretty quick learner and pretty good, just in general a pretty good dog. So he picks this up really quick. The next thing you want to work on, note that I've grabbed a higher value treat, is to work on the duration, how long he'll wait for it or how long he'll leave it alone. Because if he's only going to wait 2 or 3 seconds, that might not be enough time. So you want to see how long you can get him to wait for something. Wait. 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 Yes, good boy. So you want to slowly increase the time that he has to wait for something. Now, as you can see, he really likes this turkey. Now, a lot of dogs, and him a lot of the time, are a little bit more impatient. And as a dog trainer, you really have to be a patient person and take your time. Because not every dog learns at the same pace, and some tricks are harder for different dogs. He's doing pretty good now, just ignoring this nice piece of turkey hanging in front of his face, but he was totally gobbling it up out of the bowl a minute ago. So, keep an eye on your high value treats. So not every dog has the same temperament. So when they start reaching for it, just pull it away and say, wait. You don't need to hit. Hitting's almost never okay. 99% of the time, it's totally unnecessary and just rude. How dug if people smacked you when you were learning things? It's not nice. Arthur, come back here. I have to reward you and give you this treat or the video's not done. Get back here.
I swear he speaks English.
Sit down. Sit. Thank you. So leave it is something a little bit different from wait. As I said earlier, leave it is, don't touch it at all. Like, you're not going to get that. Give up trying. Stop asking for it. Like little kids at the supermarket. And this is really helpful particularly for service dogs. It's good for any dog, but it's really good for service dogs because if you're out walking, if you're out in public and someone's throwing little pieces of food at the dog, you know, you don't want them to go run off and snatch it. So you want them to know to leave it. Leave it. Now, I'm not afraid to use this low value reward for Teddy because she has food allergies, so she can't even have this piece of dog food, which is why I used it, because, you know, I'm not going to give it to her anyway. And as you can see, she's really just not even paying attention to it anymore. Unlike the weights, where she was on top of it waiting for it, she is not even looking at it. This is really helpful and important for if you're walking through somewhere where there's food on the floor. Also, if you're at a restaurant and the little kids are dropping food, it might be cute at the dinner table at home, but it's not appreciated out at a restaurant if the dog goes to go pick up all the little pieces of food. What you want to be able to lead up to is dropping the food on the floor right in front of them, and they won't pick it up. So that's what I'm going to try here with Teddy today. Hopefully she'll play along nicely. You're going to hold the treat, and to start out with this particular way of training it, I would say leave it before you drop it so they can see it. Come here, turn around. Girl, leave it. Leave it.
Arthur, no.
Good girl. Now what I did there when I gave her the treat anyway, it didn't come directly off the floor where I told her to leave it. I picked it up and it was basically a different treat, a different scenario. So that's what you want to be able to lead up to. Next, I would start working on the focus or watch me command. That way you can get your dog's attention from whatever you want them to leave alone. Teddy, come here. Teddy, come. Sit down. Yes, watch me. Watch me. Yes, good girl.
Make sure you tell them on their voiceover that
Got your little piece of treat here.
watch as you focus on them.
You want to hold it up by your face so that they're looking at your face. Watch me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, good girl. Good girl. And try it in different positions also. Down. Watch me. Yes, good girl. Good girl. Now, no treat. No treat. Come here. Sit. Watch me. Easy. Watch me. Yes, good girl. See, no treat. Yeah, good girl. Yeah. Teddy, stop. Watch me. Yes. Good girl. Let's go. Stop. Watch me. Yes. Girl.
Girl, stop. It's time to sit. You want to got this on camera. So we're going to do it again.
Make sure he looks at you when you treat him. Go in. Now, just like you have a stay and a release command, you also have to have a leave it and go get it command. Now, I like to say go say hi because it sounds a lot friendlier, I guess, to say go say hi than go get it. But that's what I use, is go say hi. That way she knows that I'm talking about people and not something like food. Because your dog might get confused if you say go get it and they rush off to go steal someone's piece of pretzel off the floor. Because that's probably not what you wanted them to do. One of the reasons that we teach a leave it command is to teach your dog to leave other dogs and other people alone when you're out on walks. Now these two already know each other, so it's not as good of an example, but this is how you would do it. So leave it. Good girl. Leave it. Good girl. Good girl. Turn around. Let's go. Teddy, come on, let's go. Teddy, come on, let's go. Leave it.
Arthur, leave it. Arthur, leave it.
Good girl.
Such a good boy. Go on for a walk.
Teddy,
Hey,
stop.
stop.
Sit. Watch
Come
me.
on. You are such a good boy. Good job. Good job.
Teddy, do you want to go say hi? Yeah? Call her. Go say hi, Teddy. Go say hi.
Hi, darling.
Good girl. Now, as you noticed, she wasn't interested in saying hello till I gave her permission to. That's something else you really want to work on. Your go say hi command, you only want them to say hello when you let them. Otherwise, they're just going to say hello to everybody all the time, and that's exactly what we don't want them to do. Now, with the go say hi command, I would make sure to also train a that's enough or all done or, come back and sit down, we're done talking now kind of command. That way they know that they also have to come back to what they're supposed to be doing and they can't sit and play forever. For this, I would start with some smaller distractions like, whatever they're least interested in. Like if they really like other dogs, but they don't really care about strangers on the street, start with walking past strangers on the street so they're not that interested. If they're super, super into something, they're less likely to listen to you. So start with a small distraction. As you accomplish your smaller distractions, you can move up to things that are a little bit harder for your dog to do, like other dogs or cats or family members while you're out working. In the, service dog scenario, I know Teddy, for one, my service dog in training, has a problem with if it's somebody she knows, she gets really, really excited and it's hard to keep her attention because she knows that person and she wants to go say hello. So for me, that's something that I would introduce last and I would work my way up to. Now, the most important things about dog training are patience, small steps, and a reward scale. You want little rewards, medium rewards, and big rewards. And this is a couple of examples of different rewards. So what I usually like to do when starting out training a new trick is to start out with a high value reward. A high value reward compared to a low value reward is like eating cake for breakfast rather than Cheerios. Most people would prefer to have cake for breakfast if they could choose. And so do dogs. So some different examples of different values of treats are like little pieces of meat, and you want little pieces. You could actually make this a little bit smaller, like tear that in half, and that would be just about the right size. These are a little bit big. You want to start out with something they really like when learning something new. That way they realize, oh, this is good, I really want to do this because I really want that piece of turkey, right? Really want that piece of turkey. Yeah. Once they have the trick down a little bit and they kind of know what they're doing, I would lower the treats down a little bit so they're not always expecting cake for breakfast. So what I like to do is just go down to something like pepperoni or any other dog treats you get in the store. The healthier they are for your dog, the better. And we have some little bacon strips, I think. Just some little bacon pieces here that you chop up really small, because if they're too big, they're spending all their time chewing and it takes away from your training time, and I'm an impatient person. Also, it makes the treat go farther if they get smaller pieces versus bigger pieces. And then later, for tricks that they already know, that you just want to reinforce with a treat, I would just use a couple of their dog food. Just give them a little piece of food because it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing as getting a reward. It's just a lot cheaper and you already have it.
Hi. Yeah, hi. You're gorgeous. Look at you. Oh, that's just cute. You're gonna have to make stills out of that.
Now, the most important thing to realize is that not every dog has the same kind of reward. Some dogs like to be pet or, rewarded with affection or words rather than food. So with different reward scales, you can be like, Teddy, Teddy. All right, we'll do it from this side. You can, with different rewards, there's, the low value reward of good dog or good puppy. Or the, oh my god, you did really awesome, which is more like, good boy, you did so good. See? That's a nice high value pet. I mean, if I was a dog, I'd love a pet like that. Now, some dogs prefer, you know, playing with toys as a reward. So, what I would compare that to would be, you know, something that, you know, if they really, really, really like tennis balls, that would be your high value reward. And if they're okay with playing with a squeaky toy or a tug rope, that would be your lower value rewards. Now, something that you can also do is when they finally understand something and they finally get a trick you're trying to teach them, finally understand a task, you want to do a jackpot. Instead of just giving them one treat or one quick pat on the head, you can instead give them like one treat, two treats, three treats all at once, one after the other, so they know they did really good, or like a super big butt scratching tummy rubbing event, something big so they know that they did really well. Because everybody likes to know that they've done good, especially a dog. They just want to know that they've made you happy. So there's my 2 cents on overly friendly dogs. I deal with this personally. Teddy really, really likes people. So I understand what you're going through, and I promise you can get it under control. It does take some time, but you can make it work. And I hope this has been helpful to you guys. It was a lot of fun filming all these little shorts and training tips. And let me know if any of this helped you. Thanks. Bye.